All right, Evony friends, Ghost Rider Server 48. I was just going to go over. We had some new updates and a lot of things added. So, just going over this. So, you notice Ideal Land now. People are looking at some mining claims that I'm looking at. So now Ideal Land is all the way up to level 10. And I'm no longer in first, which is whatever. So now it goes all the way up to level 10. So it is going to give more march size. It's going to give more buffs, all the stuff that this stuff gives. So with that being said, Ideal Land adds some stuff. It's going to add buffs. It's going to add march sizes. Also, the military tactic has come out, which I haven't gotten too crazy with it yet. I'm just kind of like dipping my toes in. And again, like these are good buffs. Ultimately, a lot of people are going to get, and a lot of people probably like went crazy and maxed it out already. And a lot of people are worried. I'm hearing a lot of talk about, oh, what are we going to do? Buffs are going to be 5,500, la da 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 da. And I'm like, well, there's nothing you can do about it. You just do what you've been doing. Work on your debuffs. Slowly get those generals build up. Work on the duty officers that you have and you can ascend. Work on your research. Go to the next military academy level. Work on your beast seals. They introduced a new beast and he's really good, right? He's going to debuff archer attack, which I was kind of confused about this because you have one debuff that's enemy siege machine HP, and then you have when defending enemy ranged troop attack debuff 48%. So my question on that is, why does one say when defending and the other one doesn't? Unless that enemy siege machine HP works everywhere and you can add it to your siege march for solos. That's the only thing I can understand that makes any sense to me, is that the enemy siege machine HP one works everywhere. But that's just my thoughts. And and use these stuff. I don't have this one. I don't have the wolf, which it's whatever. I can't have everything, and that's all right. But you don't need to have everything. It's fine. But most of these are for your sub-cities. It gives you more debuff, and work on your victory column as you can. That helps. Do your advanced refining as you can. A lot of people are mainly heavy on the choreo. I don't know if it's a good idea, but I've been buffing up my sub gear. And my thought with that is I'm doing the HP because I do have T15 subs with T15s in them. So my thought was I'll buff up the ones that do the HP. And then hopefully that allows those troops to, more of them survive and they kill more. So I've been doing that. But for the most part, most people run just straight choreo, and then as you want to work on specific marches, you can work on that gear as well. So my point is, yeah, there's more stuff. There's new stuff that's come out. They're kicking out these duty officers, which for me, I've kind of got the second generation duty officers, which I'm all right with where I'm at. I mean, I'm not going to start on these new third gen duty officers and start all over. I'm not going to do that. But my point is, nothing needs to change. In a nutshell, you just keep working on what you've been working on and stay the course, because there's nothing you can do to change it anyway, first off. And second off, worrying about it isn't going to do anything except make it worse for you. So why do that to yourself? And just enjoy the game. And you had a build plan before these buffs came out, so you may as well just stick with that build plan and go on with that. I mean, that's my plan. If people were to ask me, like, that's what I would say is, I'm like, well, what are you going to do? I'm not going to do anything. I don't need to do anything. I'm going to keep on with my trajectory, which at this point, you can see all the resources out. So it's pretty clear. I'm going to do my walls. So I'm going to upgrade my wall. But this is my plan. Like, I want to upgrade my wall, which is going to clear like 90% of my resources. And I'm hoping to get the resources needed to do K42. So next resource event, I'd like to do walls in K42. And then beyond that, military academy. I'm not for sure if I can get, which I'm pretty sure it's a lot, 36 billion. That's quite a bit, but it's not out of range. So the longest it would take me is like the next two resource events, which when we talk about that, I mean, we're talking what? Another week from Friday. So like 10 days till the next one. And then like 4 more weeks. So, 6 weeks to have an MA7 open. So let's just set the goal as the first round of Shalon's, or Shalon's finals. Probably more realistic. It's going to be a grind. It's going to take a while. So it is what it is. But yeah, for me, the game's pretty simple. Like, what I'm doing, I'm not doing my rally spot. My plan is, because I'm still at 40, I haven't done 41. So what I'm going to do to compensate, because I'm not adding my march size. So what I'm going to do to compensate that is try to get this open. March size capacity. So I'll try to compensate my march size there. And that's kind of all that I can do. And then here's the thing with the event. So I know not everyone's coiners. I think it sucks that to get the stuff that you have to get, you have to spend. And a lot of people will always tell me, oh, well, you are a big coiner. Like, we can tell. Like, I understand you can tell, and I understand I'm an above average coiner. But that doesn't mean I like it. I don't think they should be able to hijack generals, duty officers, subgenerals, all this stuff. Like, the only way people can get it and build a traditional keep and play at the high level is if you're spending a heap of money. And that's the end of the story. Like, people can say, oh, well, you could have a good trap. And I'm like, yes, I understand you can have a good trap. But what happens when a trap gets rallied? Like, say someone sets the big 4 on it. What do you think is going to happen? In most cases, they're going to be zeroed. I'm not saying all those rallies are going to be positive. But in most cases, and from what I've seen from really good traps in SVS and my own server, they set up 4. They only need to send 3, usually at the most. But so when you get to level 8, Rally Spot Officer's Rope Scroll, it does add march size, as did the weapon, the staff that came out last event. And I got the staff, and I was like, well, where's the robe? And then my buddy, teammate Psycho, told me that, I don't think it's come out yet. And here it is. And when I saw it, I'm like, okay, this is a big move. So I need this, add that march size, and then whatever march size I can get from that, from the new military tactics in the rally spot. Because clearly I'm going to have to coin to get this robe. So we've probably a solid 3 or 4 packs to get that, and that'll get me closer to what I need for resources to do K42. So, kind of two birds with one stone. You hate to drop that much money, but then again, to compete and keep competing with the big boys and be able to get out of prelims and all-star, I'm going to have to do it anyway. So the goal is minimum by all-stars K43 with MA8 completely done. And then adding debuffs as I can. So anyway, I just wanted to do a touch-up on this and explain to people, yes, there is stuff, and yes, these people are going to have all this stuff. They're going to go crazy, and they're probably like, this one's a possibility for the March size. I also think people may go for, let's see, that's mounted. The archer is probably pretty solid. In rally archer attack, reinforcing. Yeah, archer might be a thing. And the siege is probably going to be one that people go after because there's a debuff on that as well. Which in a way, I kind of do want to push this one a little bit, but I'm going to wait. Even though I really want to push that one too. You know what? Screw it. I don't have a lot anyway, so... Can I break through? I cannot. So anyway, that's my whole deal is there are buffs. They're going to keep opening new stuff, and it is what it is. And just continue on your current trajectory. You had a build plan before all this was released. Stick with that build plan. Also, when you look at some of the events like this feasting event, that's straight off of KOA. For those of you who have played KOA, you'll know a lot of stuff that Evony does is stuff that's clearly taken from there, because the feasting, that's a KOA thing. The Elder Dragon, that's a KOA thing. I played KOA pretty solid up until last May, and then I've pretty much haven't played it all since then. And I already had Elder Dragon on there. It's a hell of a lot easier to get than it is in Evony. But my whole point is, most of what is in Evony is taken off of KOA. So with that being said, in that game, level 50 is the highest keep level. So I would, if I was everyone else, I would plan on seeing level 50, like not anytime soon, I don't think, because we don't have enough K45s with T16s yet. So I think it's going to be a ways down the road. But understand that, there are going to continue to be buffs. And with what the buffs are going to be, everyone should be complaining to CS that the attack buffs are too high and we need more sub-city slots. Like, everybody should be turning a ticket for CS and requesting that, if you're going to make the buffs this high, at least give us a chance and give us at least one more sub-city slot. Just give it to us, not VIP level, none of that. Just give us another slot. So that's going to be my recommendation, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to send a ticket to CS tonight saying, you know what, you're opening all this stuff up and you're not giving us a chance to survive, even players that do coin above average. So since the buffs are so high, give us more sub slots. So I guess that'll be my request for y'all. And the big players shouldn't complain. You got 5,500 attack buffs. Because I saw someone hit me with over 5,200 in Clash, which there's extra buffs there. I get that. But still, you guys, even with debuffs, you're going to eventually clear people. So you got no reason to complain. Oh, that's not fair. I paid money to get all these high buffs. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a defensive keep, so I spent all this money to have good debuffs, and I'm being limited, and you are not. So, you know what? why don't we actually make it a challenging game and let keeps that do play defensively give them a chance? Anyway, I just wanted to touch base on the new buffs and the new stuff that we've gotten, and there's no reason to freak out or be worried or, well, my game's over because there's more buffs. Keep plugging away. Keep doing your research. Keep getting buffs and debuffs wherever you can. And you'll be fine. And then the game is gonna come back around again to, like, our builds need to be spot on and our gear needs to be right, and you're going to need percentages, you're going to need flats, and that's up to everyone to kind of get that recipe right, because like players like me and players that know the game can advise, but we can't give you an answer that's going to answer all your problems and that's going to fix everything. I just don't believe that anything like that exists. I think it's a deal of, you gotta do what's right for your city. But I just wanted to touch base, cover these new things that they've opened, and for me, same as always, stay the course, keep plugging away with the build plan I set in front of myself, stick to it, and use some of these extras to bump up my march size, because I'm waylaying past the rally spot because I'm trying to save these resources for keep level upgrades and military academy. So do a build plan, stick with your build plan. There's no point in deviating from that because they've released this stuff, because there's always going to be more stuff released. There's going to be generals with better buffs. There's going to be generals that we can't get because they're event coin only generals. So I just wanted to put this video out there and say, fear not. Just keep on with the plan that you've set before yourself, and everything's going to be fine. You can only do what you can do anyway. So, move forward the best you can and leave it at that. It's just a game.